Dear brothers and sisters, I welcome you all to hear and see this video message. In this video, I am going to explain Manipur Insurgency since independence in India. Content for this video I given in the description, you can go through and study. On 21 September 1949, Manipur Kingdom Maharaja Budhachandra signed a merger agreement merging the kingdom into Indian Union. This merger was later disputed by groups in Manipur as having been completed without consensus and under duress. The dispute and differing visions for the future has resulted in a 50-year insurgency in the state for independence from India, as well as in repeated episodes of violence among the ethnic groups in the state. From 2009 through 2018, the conflict was responsible for the violent deaths of over 1,000 people. It was made a union territory in 1956 and a full-fledged state in 1972 by Northeastern Areas Reorganisation Act 1971. India's northeastern states have a history of ethnic rivalries dating back to before the country became independent in 1947. In Manipur, violence has erupted between the Meitei and Kuki communities several times before. Multiple nationalism and sub-nationalism in Manipur have left the state completely fractured. While the protest over ST category and might be the visible cause for the current violence, the problems of the state are much complex and run much deeper. There is a long history of ethnic violence among the communities in Manipur. Manipur has a long record of insurgency and inter-ethnic violence. Its first armed opposition groups, the United National Liberal Front (UNLF), was founded in 1964, aiming to achieve independence from India and establish Manipur as a new country. Over time, many more groups formed, each with different goals and deriving support from diverse ethnic groups in Manipur. The People's Revolutionary Party of Kangleipak PRIPAC was formed in 1977 and the People's Liberation Army BLA in 1978. In 1980, the Kangleipak Communist Party KCP was formed. All of them, referred to as valley-based insurgency groups or VPIG in security parlance, had the stated aim of sovereign state of Manipur. These groups began a spree of bank robberies and attacks on police officers and government buildings. Today in Manipur, there are at least 4 valley-based armed groups, several Naga groups, and nearly 30 Kuki armed insurgency organizations. The proliferation of armed groups, and at one point estimated to stand at around 60, contributed to the sense of a war within the war in the state. The Meitei insurgency groups seek independence from India. The Kuki insurgency groups want a separate state for the Kukis to be carved out from the present state of Manipur. The Kuki insurgent groups are under 2 umbrella organizations, the Kuki National Organization KNO and United People Forum. The Naga wish to annex part of Manipur and merge with a greater Nagaland or Nagalim, which is in conflict with Meitei insurgent demands for the integrity of their vision of an independent state. But starting in the 1980s, the Indian state mounted a brutal counter-offensive under the legal framework of the Armed Forces Special Powers Act. This and internecine clashes between the groups led to their strength dramatically declining in the last decade and half. With public support also waning, Most of these groups are now restricted to their hideouts in the jungles of Myanmar. There, these groups have purportedly joined hands with the military junta in its fight against the pro-democracy resistance forces. Unlike most other ethnic insurgency in the northeast which have ended with peace pacts signed with the center, the Meitei insurgent groups have continued to hold on to their separate demands, refusing to engage in political dialogue with the Indian state. The United Liberation Front of Manipur is in fact said to be the largest active separate group in the northeast, despite having splintered into factions. The current ethnic conflict has provided a rife ground for these outfits to regroup and regain public support. The Meiteis feel their lives and land are under siege from well-armed Kuki militants and they need protection. In the year 2001, widespread protest broke out when Meitei Manipurs feared that a peace agreement between Naga insurgents and the Indian government would lead to the truncation of Manipur. In the riots that followed, a number of government offices came under attack and the Manipur State Assembly building was burned down. Kuki groups say the current violence has proved they can no longer live safely under the oppression of a Meitei dominant state and have pledged they will not stop fighting until their own state is granted. The Meitei community and the state government fiercely oppose the creation of the separate Kuki state. From 1980 to 2004, Manipur as a whole was categorized as disturbed and brought under the Armed Forces Special Powers Act 1958. So I pray for Union government should maintain a sovereign territory of India with apply Armed Forces Special Powers Act appropriately to maintain law and order in Manipur. Amen. Bible talks about Northeast India insurgency groups in Proverbs chapter 24 verse 21. My son, fear the Lord and the King, and do not associate with those who are given to change of allegiance and are of revolutionary. In Proverbs chapter 17 verse 11, evil people are eager for rebellion, but they will be severely punished. Also in 1 Corinthians chapter 14 verse 33, God does not want us to be in disorder but in harmony and peace. Amen.